October is officially in the books and the NHL is completely upside down. You've got where we're supposed to be, bad teams near the top of the league. The youngest team in the NHL is still finding ways to work their magic. There's a 9-way Rocket Richard race going on in the league, and emotions of the season are in full tilt. So let's break down what really happened in week 4 of the NHL season. Let's jump right into it with the two top teams in the league, Devils and Avs. Jack Hughes has been twinkle toes out of the gate this season. He was dancing all night long. Again, 2 goals, including the OT winner, where he goes shelf with authority. That is 8 straight wins in a row for the Devils. Tampa also had a little OT magic of their own too. Kucherov finishes the tic-tac-toe Remy Faso play. Tampa wins their second in a row after a slow start. And anytime Vegas loses, everyone is very happy. Then on to the Sharks and Wild. These two teams are always putting on a show for some reason. We start with Michael Misak getting his first NHL goal. Welcome to the show. How are you? Then the Carillionaire starts earning his dough. 3 assists, including this one that ties it all up late in the third. So we go to OT, where the Wild have the puck for 3 whole minutes and can't score. Celebrini gets 1 break, says, "Close your damn legs." He's on fire. That's the winner and his 3rd point of the game. He's got 10 points in his last 4 games, and the 19-year-old is 2nd in NHL scoring. The Sharks' 2026 Cup prophecy is coming together nicely. The Mammoth keep humming along as well. They get a little OT magic of their own from Genther. 7 straight wins from the former Premier League team. They look as good as anyone right now, especially doing it against the Jets. Not true for the Rangers or Flames, though. Early toilet bowl vibes here, and the worst part for Rangers fans is they get absolutely lit up. 5 goals on Shesterkin raised the banner for that alone. The Flames spanked New York 5-1 to snap their 8-game losing streak. They took all the negative attention and passed right on to New York with that win. The Rangers look like a team who's got no clue who they are. Unfortunately, we're back to calling Chicago the Bedards because Bedard got the lone goal for them in this one, and they're now below 500 yet again. The Kings, though, they finally finish a game in regulation. They win 3-1 and have now snuck back into the mix after an early hole to start the season. Of course, this shouldn't shock anyone since Corey Perry's back, which means that they're going to just lose in the Stanley Cup final. Now let's check in on the owners of the LA Kings, which is the Oilers. They had the Canucks, and it's a Kiefer Sherwood legacy game. He makes Ekholm look like a pylon here. Toe drag, whoop, you're going the wrong way, pal. Early contender for SeatGeek goal of the week right there. Draisaitl also had a 2-goal game, but Kiefer Sherwood wasn't playing around in this one. Greasy tip-in for the winner as the Canucks take it in OT to end Sunday. Monday was a bit more tame, only 2 games on it. It starts with the Penguins and Blues. Right away, we got 2 Penguins goals within the first minute of the game. That pretty much sums up how ass the Blues have been defensively this season. They would tie it up, but Sid, the middle-aged man, puts this one away. He gets his 17th, 100th point. He's the 9th NHL player in NHL history to do that. That is the GOAT right there. And to top it all off, Malkin in the middle as the empty netter. The 39-year-old is now tied for first in points. The Penguins are saying retirement. We're not tanking. The boys are winding back the clock, and they look damn good early. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Now, the other game on was the Bruins versus the Sens, and oh my God, does Boston suck. The Sens with no Brady Tkachuk are just holding down the fort, but they put up a touchdown against Boston. That is their 2nd straight 7-goal game and their 3rd win in a row to clean up Monday. Don't worry, though. Tuesday's Frozen Frenzy with all 32 teams are on deck. So let's get fired up with our friends and sponsor of today's video, which is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best app for finding deals on tickets by rating them on a scale of 1 to 10 so that you know if you're getting a good deal. If it's red, no bueno, don't touch that. If it's green, that's a gem and you should snatch up those tickets. If you haven't done so already, you gotta download the app and check it right before the game to get the best deals on tickets. I do it all the time for Leaf tickets. I check a few hours before the game so I can get into Scotiabank Library and make some noise to piss off the suits. You can use code HOCKEY2025 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code Hockey2025. So make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so that you can use it later. Big thanks to SeatGeek for sponsoring the weekly recaps. Now let's get into the mix for Tuesday's games. Now on to the Frozen Frenzy happening on a random Tuesday that no one knew about until the day of. To top it all off, it's happening right in the middle of the World Series. I don't know who's making the schedule, but Buddy is out to lunch. Let's kick it off in style, though, with the Battle of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. This should be a toilet bowl, but not this season because nothing makes sense. Let's jump right into the madness that is OT. First, Malkin in the middle. OT winner? Nope. That one's called back because he hopped on the ice too early off a delayed penalty. The Tendy didn't even make it to the bench yet, and Malkin was high stepping to score the goal. That doesn't count. Then Tyson Forster scores for Philly. That goal comes back for offside. The fellas forgot the rules in this one. That was topped off by a full-on scrap at the end of OT. 8 different 10-minute misconducts was handed out. Zegras and Crosby couldn't participate in the shootout, so Bobby Brink comes to the rink and throws down one of the most disgusting shootout winners I've ever seen. As she loves playing Twister in the crease, Philly wins in an electric first game to kick off the night. The Leafs beat the last place Calgary Flames. I'm sure that's parade worthy. Vegas rolls into Carolina and their score Fiev. That Slick Rick scores another 2 goals, leads the league. Eichel double dips the chip as well, and Vegas takes care of business. In case you're the one of 4 people in North America who watched the Jackets versus Sabres, Miles Wood got the OT winner while Columbus's Jack Reeves locked in for 38 saves. Not bad. Ducks and Panthers go to a shootout where Mason McTavish flat out embarrasses Tarasov. He slow rolls the hell out of the poor fella, gets him to spread his legs, and then reminds him to close his damn legs all at once. Sick stuff for the game winner. Now, even though Boston has been asked, their coach called them out, so they turn on the Jets, scoring 3 goals in 4 minutes and beat the Islanders 5-2. Pasta with a goal and assist there. That guy is always finding a way to put up his cookies, even though the Bruins usually suck. I don't think Tampa fans were worried at all about the Lightning's slow start, and they shouldn't. They're starting to shake off the summer beers and win their 3rd in a row. It's against Nashville, but you take them no matter what. The Carillionaire continues to earn his money, but the Wild have gone broke from that extension, and they can't even buy a win right now. Kyle Connor, the secret assassin, he gets the OT winner. That's all she wrote there, and the Wild lose another one. Add St. Louis to the list of teams that absolutely suck right out of the gate here. They're still sick to their stomach after blowing a 4-goal lead to Detroit, and sorry Blues fans, it doesn't get any better. Larkin gets 2 goals, the Red Wings stay hot, and St. Louis looks nothing like the team they were near the end of last year. The Stars also beat the Caps 1-0, real barn burner there, but the highlight of the game goes to Wilson calling out Faxa for the dive. Get this guy in a Marty Scorsese movie and get him an Oscar immediately for that impression. Meanwhile, Connor Bedard is putting on a show. The guy's picking dust particles out of the air with his shot. 3 bingos, all with that wicked release, adding an assist too. That is his first career hat trick, which is crazy considering the way he shoots the pill. Hawks put up 7 against the Sens and give them a taste of their own medicine. The Avs do the same to the Devils in an absolute offensive track meet. 2 of the top teams in the NHL with the most lethal offenses. Defense was optional here. It was 5-0 Avs at one point. So Jersey scored 4 straight in 4 minutes with Jack Hughes activating the twinkle toes again. He was cooking all night, but the dog had seen enough. Avs get another 3 and snap New Jersey's 8-game winning streak. The Oilers did the same to Utah, riding a 7-game heater, but the McDrysdale combo does what it does best. Both of them get on the board. McDavid actually gets 2. Can't wait for a few weeks from now where all of a sudden McDavid is just somehow leading the league in scoring without anyone really noticing. Slow start, but he still got 14 points in 11 games. The Rangers do the absolute bare minimum for Jonathan Quick, and it somehow works. 2-0 win for New York. This team just can't score, but they can defend, and they got damn good goaltending. The Canucks have a lot of injury problems right now. Quinn the Batman Hughes was also out with injury for Vancouver, and whenever that happens, they basically turn into a beer league team. Over in Seattle, Montreal is out here blowing 3-goal leads, but they have Mr. Overtime himself. Goal Caulfield fakes the wraparound, says psych, he stuffs it short side. That is the franchise-breaking 11th OT goal for Caulfield. Montreal continues to look like a wagon. Finally, we get another instance where a 3-goal lead is not safe. It's the Kings versus the Sharks, and the 503-year-old Corey Perry scores again. The Kings go up 3-0, only to blow that lead, but hockey's a cruel sport, gentlemen. The Sharks come all the way back, out shooting LA 40-14, but they still lose. The Kings win their 2nd in a row on their journey to lose in the Cup final to end a wild night of hockey on Tuesday. That, ladies and gentlemen, sets up the Bettman special. Only 1 game on the night for Wednesday. It's the Leafs versus Blue Jackets. Columbus comes out and layeth the smackdown on the Leafs. Poor John Tavares. This guy left the island to come home. He gets the C, then gets stripped of the C. Then in this game, he scores his 500th goal, and he can't even celebrate because the Leafs are so damn garbage. The Jackets are starting to get hot here. They've won 5 of their last 6, but this is also a reminder that the Leafs are so damn happy happy that the Jays are a wagon. The media isn't circling like vultures just yet, but after the World Series is over, all eyes will be on the Leafs. Austin Matthews looks like a shell of himself. The team as a whole looks like they have the chemistry of water and oil, and it's ugly. The Leaf Cup parade is canceled because right now Toronto is flat out a baseball city. Now on to Thursday, where another Canadian team is in the dumps. You'd think it'd be the Sens without Brady Tkachuk, but no, it's the Flames. This goes to a shootout where woo-woo Timmy Stu gets the shootout winner. The Sens are back to 500 hockey while Calgary stays in Bettman's basement. Ducks fans, do you miss Trevor Zegras yet? Because he had himself another 2-goal game and now has 12 points in 10 games. His skill is flourishing under Coach Rick Tocchet, which I think is surprising a lot of people. The Flyers win 4-1, and what the hell is going on in Pennsylvania right now? Both teams are flipping the script. Pittsburgh beats the Wild 4-1, and now the Penguins are first in the entire NHL. What a story. Is it sustainable? Probably not. We'll do a breakdown on it eventually on the channel, but Sid and Gino are turning back the clock right now, and I love it. Not to mention, it looks like Tristan Jarry does not want to go back to Shanghai. He's playing some fantastic hockey in between the pipes for the Penguins. Then we go to Tampa, where the Lightning are coming alive here. They had a brutal start to the season, but Cirelli calls game in OT, and that's their 4th win in a row against the Dallas Stars. We move on to the Sabres and Bruins, and finally, David Pastrnak gets a little help from the Geek Squad. Morgan Geeky's got 6 goals in 6 straight games. This one also went to OT, where the who, what, where, when, how man Hustaninov gets the OT winner. Let's go to Carolina, where the Islanders fans are starting to GoFundMe to get Matt Barzal an alarm clock that works. He gets healthy scratched after showing up late for practice. Usually when things go wrong like this, you call 1-800-BIG-SAVE-DAVE. But he couldn't get the job done, so he gets max 2.5 stars on Yelp as the Hurricanes spank the Islanders 6-2. Over in Winnipeg, we got ourselves the potential SeatGeek goal of the week as Andre Burakovsky goes between the wickets for the goal. That is some nasty work for him. It wouldn't matter though, because the Jets win 6-3, and Mark Scheifele continues to be criminally underrated. He's got 9 tucks on the season. That's tied for first in the league. Now, early in the season, it's death, taxes, and the Kings needing an overtime to finish a game. But you can also add Scotty Perry potting one to the list of things that are inevitable in life. He gets a pair of goals and puts the team on his back for a 3-1 comeback with 2 minutes left in this one. The 438-year-old worm is still getting it done. The Red Wings, though, do avoid the L, as everybody in Detroit loves Raymond. He gets the shootout winner. Now, of course, in our winners and losers video, I called the Devils to be the biggest winners of the season so far. So naturally, they had to get dummied by the San Jose Sharks. Nedeljkovic stops 21 of 31. That's surprising. And the Sharks win 5-2. The Devils, who were defensively sound prior to the Frozen Frenzy, have now allowed 13 goals in their last 2 games. Stay hot. Meanwhile, you head over to Edmonton, and Evan Bouchard is speed running, becoming the best pizza delivery man in Western Canada. He sends another pizza for a breakaway, ends up in the back of the net. He's become public enemy number 1 early this season because of his play. JT Miller cleans up the dirty work, goes backhand, forehand, Roof Daddy-O Jr. in OT. The Oilers are officially off to another slow start to the season. Finally, we go to the Kiefer Sherwood show. Do yourself a favor and watch this guy play a hockey game. He hits absolutely everything, plays his balls off, and scores big goals. He gets a hattie in this game, and they need that because the Canucks are a hospital right now. Just look at the list of injuries they're dealing with, including Quinn Hughes, and it gets even worse in this one. Brock Besser, the Brock star, takes a clap bomb right to the cojones from his own teammate. Friendly fire, man. That's got to be the first in-game vasectomy in NHL history. Good news, though, is that the Canucks did win in a shootout to end a very busy Thursday. Now, you probably missed Friday because the World Series is on, but don't worry, that's what we're here for. Marty the Slim Shady Natchez signs a huge extension with Colorado, $11.5 million by 8 years. That man gets paid. There you go. Some Avs fans are like, well, we could have just kept ranting him, but this works just fine too, especially when you see him cooking like this. He was dancing in the Vegas game. Goal and an assist for him. Him and McKinnon are just on another level when they're playing together. The Avs look like the wagon early on here. They beat Vegas 4-2. Now, the tendy of the year so far may just be Logan Thompson. The Team Canada snub is in Vezina form right now, and how about this save? Feeling glovely, are we? Robs Jonathan Drouin. He's going to see that in his nightmares. The Islanders do end up pulling through, though, and not without some controversy. This play here was called onside. I don't know there, Jim. It's close, but it doesn't matter. It counts. The Islanders fans GoFundMe to buy Matty Barzal an alarm clock. Does work. He gets the empty netter, and the Isles take it 3-1. Then finally in Anaheim, the Ducks are flying together. Troy Terry, 2 first names, 2 goals. Gordon Bombay approves as the Ducks take care of business and beat Detroit 5-2. Now on to hockey's holy day, which is Saturday. Big congrats right away to Boston fans also. I had them as losers so far in the season, which means that they're due to make me look like a complete asshat. They beat Carolina 2-1 and have now won 3 in a row. Same goes for the Jets. Kyle Connor, the secret assassin, had himself a game. 2 goals, scores on a penalty shot. How about that? We also had the game that we've all been waiting for, the toilet bowl between the Flames and Predators. What a game to watch if you absolutely hate yourself. Who can suck less today? Well, it's the Preds. Not surprising because Calgary is horrific this year. They are now 2-8-2. Welcome Gavin McKenna. Let's check in on the Avs in San Jose. Take a wild guess for who tucked for Colorado. Yeah, Natchez and McKinnon. Get that duo in an institution. They're sick. Legacy game, though, from the Blackhawks legend Philip Kurashev. 2 goals himself, including the OT winner. The Sharks' 2026 Cup prophecy is still alive and well, baby. There we go. Then we got Dallas and Florida, and damn it, is it very hard to hate the Rat King Brad Marchand. He took a brief leave of absence to support his longtime friend who had just lost their daughter. He scores in this game and points to the sky after the goal. Then to boot, he gets the shootout winner. This guy is the definition of a future Hall of Famer. Speaking of Hall of Famers, Ovi, the Russian machine, just stuck at goal number 899. He's only got 2 goals on the season so far. Slow start to the season for him, but if he gets hot, you know he's going to score in bunches. The Sabres, though, they do find a way to win this in a shootout and are doing what we all expect them to do, which is stay in the Bermuda Triangle of mid. Meanwhile, the Columbus Blue Jackets continue to roll here. It wouldn't be a Columbus game without Olivier dropping the mitts and letting a couple lefts and rights fly. The Jackets win their 4th game in a row, and the Blues aren't getting enough credit for how horrible they've been. 3-7-2 start, just completely awful. Let's keep the ball rolling with the hate here, shall we? We got Clevin and Veleno dropping the mitts. For sure, some bad blood carrying over from the preseason after Nick Cousins slashed Avin Demidov, and the Habs did not forget that. And neither did Demidov. Habs are down 3-2, under 3 to go, and the kids do it again. Demidov becomes the demigod. Little give and go with Hudson, and they tie it. Newhook completes the comeback in OT, and the Habs stay on top of the Atlantic. They're the youngest team in the NHL, and they are 9-3 to start the season. On to Philly with a bit of a scary sight here with Chris Tanev. It's his first game back from a concussion. He collides with Michkov and has to be stretchered off. Not a good sign. Aside from that, though, the Leafs did have a good night. Easton Cowan got his first NHL goal. They pick up the win, but Toronto as a whole loses. Jays lose the World Series in 7, and the parade is canceled, especially now because the city of Toronto has to hope the Leafs can bring a championship. Good luck with that. An LA team did lose tonight as the Devils came in a fresh extension for goaltender Jacob Markstrom. Steak and beers would usually be on him, but after making 43 saves in a 4-1 win, I think the boys owe him one. In Minnesota, it is a miracle the Canucks aren't broke from all the hospital bills they got to pay. There's still no Quinn Hughes in the lineup. They're completely shorthanded. The Wild take full advantage, and they break their 5-game losing streak. One team that I think has surprised everyone so far is Seattle. A lot of people expected them to be the definition of mid, but a 5-2-2 start is pretty good considering all expectations. If we're being honest, it's probably just enough to keep them in that mushy middle, though, as the Rangers Cooley wins it in OT. That is actually the Rangers' 3rd win in a row. Don't let them get hot now. Finally, we finish off with the Connor Bowl. McDavid versus Bedard, but it was Draisaitl who was hot early. He scores a non-goal that was nanoseconds away from beating the first period buzzer, but he doesn't care. He just comes out right in the first minute of the second and instead decides to bury one there. Evan Bouchard also took the night off of delivering pizzas and instead delivers the OT winner. McDavid had a casual 3 assists in the Connor Bowl, and that ends a crazy week of hockey. So, what did you think of week 4? Who surprised you? Who pissed you off? Let us know in the comments down below. SeatGeek goal of the week goes to Andre Burakovsky, between the legs tuck. Let us know yours in the comments section. We got breakdowns coming this week, power rankings, and of course, these weekly recaps every Sunday. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss a thing.